Okay, so you have two worlds right now. You have a 3D world and a 2D world, which are both aesthetically different. And the world of the 2D Pareidolia is a pretty beautiful, very stylized world. How are you planning to not break the immersion when players transfer back and forth between these two worlds?
Well, a little bit of the point is to kind of break the immersion, because going into the 2D world is supposed to be this, moment of pareidolia. Now, of course, we do want the 3D world to have its own setting in this theater, and we do want it to feel real, but there is supposed to be a large difference between the two. But we are putting a lot of work into both the 2D aesthetics and the 3D theater aesthetics. Scott?
Going off what was just said, and I agree.
You have your stuff on
It
USB?
looks like well, you've already answered. Let me come at it from a different
I saw you pull up
angle.
something.
If you have something that's happening at that moment that gets your pulse pounding, and you stop to go back to the real, frankly, safe and boring world, you not only break that immersion, but you also kind of break what you can introduce as a mechanic in your game. They're all fairly staid, like, hold on, I'll be right back, I just got to move a box.
So you're saying transitioning from the two-dimensional world back into the three-dimensional world, where all this wonderful stuff is happening in the two-dimensional world, sort of pulls the player out of like the cool stuff that's happening?
I think that point's already been made. I'm trying to underline the mechanics are more limited of what you can present since they are interrupt-driven.
That is a good point, and we could introduce mechanics to address that point that would prevent when you can switch back and forth between the worlds. But I would like to address that our vision for Pareidolia is more of a slower-paced thinking puzzle game. And so moments in which you can basically escape into safety from the 3D world are not at the forefront of what we envision this design to be.
Tracy?
Yeah, so I agree with that. I actually have a different point of view. I think that where the disconnect is happening is you described that aha moment of childhood where you kind of hold something up to the light and you connect things together that aren't really even connected and they form a magical bridge, right? Or even just making rabbit ears or whatever.
Sure.
But the magic is in seeing both at once. The magic is in this and looking and going, oh, this, the magic is in the interplay of the two worlds. And I think you're missing an opportunity because there are interfaces, there connect. You could actually have that feeling and recreate it very beautifully.
Oh, with the
without
Connect
ever jumping
specifically?
Between two worlds, and I think you're missing an opportunity.
Sure. We've definitely explored the option of using the Connect. Part of the difficulty that we have with that is that although we think the prop manipulation might feel very good on a Connect, we think the platforming will suffer a lot.
Yeah, I think that's not the pleasure of the game.
Okay.
I mean, honestly, I feel like if you had a little AI character who was trying to platform and you were just helping them by doing things with like objects and your body and stuff, it would be so much fun and magical when they made it across a bridge. You'd just be like, astounded.
So, the only reason that would that our design wouldn't really fit that as it currently is, although I do think that would be really, really cool, is that the puzzle interaction from the 2D world to the 3D world is also very important. So our sort of puzzle cycle is going between these two worlds and making sure you do something in the 2D world that reciprocates with the 3D world too.
I think that's what you designed. I'm critiquing it. I'm saying I
Sure.
think you missed the aha moment that you were talking about.
Okay.
Finding.
You haven't convinced me with how you've described the narrative.
Okay.
That bridge between the two worlds, or that link, is there.
Yeah, so what's really important in Pareidolia is discovery. So in the 3D world, the meta-narrative is you are becoming this amazing shadow puppeteer because you're discovering your perceptions in a way that you've always had them but never really thought about them. Just like folk tales are all around us. We're discovering what's always been with us but just been kind of tucked away and repressed by like everything we know now with technology and like our current lifestyle. And that's how we've approached what our narrative aspect.
All right, and with that, we're out of time.
Thank you.